Hello, my name is Raul Cuevas, and for this assignment, I am going to present on running for a federal office position. The office I selected is the United States House of Representatives, and I would be representing my local district here in Indio, California. The United States House of Representatives is part of Congress, which is responsible for making federal laws. Members of the House serve 2-year terms and represent a specific district within their state. Mine being California, and that area, my district would be Indio, California. I choose this office because it is the federal position that is closest to the people, in my opinion, and represents the representatives. They focus directly on the needs of their local communities while still having the ability to influence national policy. So, why House of Representatives? My reason is I selected this office because it allows me to directly represent my community at the federal level. As someone with a background in law enforcement, I already serve the public locally, and this role would allow me to expand that service to a larger scale. The House of Representatives is also more realistic than higher offices like the Senate or President, making it a stronger starting point for someone interested in public service. To run for the United States House of Representatives, there are a few basic requirements set by the U.S. Constitution. One of them being a candidate must be at least 25 years old. They must have been a United States citizen for at least 7 years and must live in the state they are representing. There is no strict requirement to live in the exact district, but candidates typically do in order to better represent their community. For the state of California, getting on the ballot requires several steps. First, a candidate must file official paperwork with their local county elections office. This includes a declaration of candidacy, nomination paperwork, and a ballot designation worksheet. Second, the candidates must either pay a filing fee or collect signatures from voters in their district. These signatures can help produce or replace the filing fee. Third, candidates must meet strict deadlines. For example, in California, the filing period for candidates typically runs from early February to early March before the election. Finally, candidates must also register with the Federal Election Commission once they begin raising or spending campaign funds. This screenshot shows some of the requirements and election deadlines. They outline the forms required, filing periods, and the process candidates must follow to qualify for the ballot. It also demonstrates that running for office is a structured legal process with strict requirements, and it also shows a link of other things that you have to read and follow. This is another screenshot. It just shows the California election deadlines. If you go to the website, you can scroll down and see the pretty much all the deadlines that you are required to meet and all the things that you're supposed to submit by those deadlines. This is another screenshot, and it shows the ballot access overview, and gives you more details there as well. So most people that run for office get a support from political party. Major parties like the Democratic Party and the Republican Party provide funding, campaign staff, voter data, and name recognition. This supports helps candidates reach a larger audience and compete more effectively in elections. And usually, somebody that's running for office will pick one or the other. Another aspect that you have to kind of look into as well is when you're running for office is that there's a lot of interest groups out there, and these are organizations that focus on specific issues and try to influence public policy. As a law enforcement professional, I would likely receive support from Law Enforcement Association, public safety organization, and community advocacy groups. These groups can help raise awareness that I'm running. They would also provide endorsements and influence voters who care about those issues. So, kind of like my targeted audience, and they would be able to help me spread the word, raise money, and put my name out there to give me a better chance of possibly winning. Also, most, if not all, politicians are endorsed by political action committees, also known as PACs, who raise and spend money to support candidates. For example, organizations like the National Rifle Association or other public safety related PACs may support candidates like myself who align with their views. Super PACs can raise even larger amounts of money and run independent campaigns to support candidates. This financial support is critical in modern elections because campaigns require significant funding for advertising and outreach. However, I see it as a slippery slope because those same PACs will want you to vote yes on items they want to get approved. At that point, I feel like it's like they own you, and if you don't agree with them, they will end up replacing you with somebody else that is willing to push forward those those items that they want to see passed. So, for example, if I were to be running, given my background, my campaign would focus on public safety, community trust, and real world experience. I would emphasize that I have first-hand knowledge of the challenges facing communities, including crime, public safety, and emergency response. My strategy would include community outreach, social media engagement, and direct communication with voters through events and town hall meetings. I've gone to a lot of town hall meetings and have seen how important it is to interact with the public, keep them informed, listen to voters' requests, changes they would like to see being implemented in their community, and also listen to what they're opposed to. Because I've seen firsthand how some items have been brought up in the town hall meetings, and the public does not agree with those items that are trying to get passed, and people will definitely show up and let you know that they don't approve of it. So if I was running for office, why would people vote for me? And I believe voters would choose to support me because of my experience, credibility, and connection to the community. As a law enforcement officer, I have already demonstrated a commitment to protecting and serving others. This builds trust with voters. I would also focus on being transparent, accountable, and responsive to the needs of the people I represent. So this is kind of my reflection on the assignment and also the process and politics in general. So after researching this process, I have a great understanding and appreciation of what it takes to run for office. It's a lot of work and a lot of deadlines you have to meet. And I could clearly say I believe I would never run for Congress or any form of political office. I feel like the government officials from both sides, both Republican and Democrat, I feel like a lot of them are corrupt. They are bought by big corporations who donate millions of dollars to their campaign, and they are controlled by super PACs. I have also seen corrupt officials in local sectors, for example, mayors. I've gone to several town hall meetings and have seen all of the stuff the mayor and the city council have to deal with, and I would not want to be in their shoes, honestly. Government officials always promise people that they're gonna do X, Y, and Z, and it seems like they never deliver on those promises. I believe all public officials should be, well, public office positions should be limited on how many terms they can serve. I feel like we are taxed to death, and the government is making it harder and harder for people like you and me to get by and survive and provide for our families and just have an honest living, comfortable. So that's kind of my reflection on everything, and I honestly wouldn't want to do it. And hopefully somebody does that does or is into politics wants to do it, and hopefully they are able to fix a lot of the issues that we are dealing with right now.